Scorpio, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-March 2026, and I'll do the reading for you, and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Scorpio. Speaking of Scorpios, my God, she's grown up and her hair is growing and she's looking more and more adult. My girl is growing up. Oh my God. Let's see what you got here. The overall energy for the reading, the Fool. You're kind of keeping yourself open as much as possible to life in general. You are dealing with something currently. It's a little extreme, but you're trying to keep yourself open, you know, despite the challenges or whatever is going to show up. Starting off the reading, you get the Magician crossed by the Five of Pentacles. If I didn't know any better, I would say you're manifesting for an ending to something. Okay. That just comes through as an energy for now, so it doesn't mean that it's at play, this, you know, path towards ending something. Not yet, at least, but as a manifestation, yeah, it's definitely coming through. In your focus, the Queen of Wands, there's someone here, and there is chemistry here between you and somebody. But, like, you know, that could be problematic. Could be. So the chemistry is good, don't get me wrong. It's like, yeah, it's good that it's there. It could turn if that's all there is to this. You know, it could turn all sorts of ways. But we'll see. In the recent past, the Knight of Cups. I see you opening up your heart to something here. Someone, I don't know, nice energy. In your strength, the Ace of Swords, you're initiating something, you're starting something, you're doing something. Maybe it is the process of, I'm out of here, you know, I don't know. In the immediate future, the Moon, some things that you may not have been aware of up until that point might come to the surface, might show up for you to give you some more clarity here. Supporting this reading, the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very steady and slow type of a pace to whatever is going on here. Whatever it is you're initiating, even though the energy feels quite, you know, not fast, but like, okay, we're starting this, we're doing this. The actual path of whatever it is that is being started here is quite slow. It's moving quite slow. So it could be a slow process here. In your energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the King of Wands. I think that would be... it's taking me back to the chemistry part, and I'm like, is it a problem or is it not? Because it is and it's not, you know, because it could be if you're deciding, okay, yeah, chemistry, good, great, but, you know, everything else sucks or something, and I need to get the hell out of Dodge. Then the chemistry part would be the one that's pulling you back then, right? It would be like, but I miss them, but I don't know. So it kind of goes back to that every time. In your hopes and fears, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, there's no emotional attachment though. See, that's why I said, okay, chemistry is good, but like, is that all there is to it? And apparently, yeah, there is no emotional attachment there on your end. Like, maybe there was at some point, but right now, your heart is not open to this. In the potential outcome, the Three of Swords, pain, has shown up. Alrighty, let's clarify. Let's see what's really going on in here. For the Fool, you get the Three of Swords, the Queen of Wands, the Three of Wands. The Fool represents at this moment in time an energy of I'm ready. You know, no matter how lengthy, no matter how painful this process is, I'm ready. So from an energetic perspective, you're showing up as ready to go. You're ready for opening up to this path of probably what you're manifesting, an ending to something going down here. Let me do the Magician. The Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. There's been too much confusion, over time, over the situation, especially over the part of love, right? The energy of love between you and whoever this is. Chemistry, yes, undeniable, it's here. What about the love part? That's where you're showing up as up in the air. I don't know. Is there? Are we mistaking chemistry for love? Are we mistaking passion for love here? Because again, it could be problematic if it's just the chemistry part. So let me do the Five of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands. And even that has dropped, the chemistry part. Okay. Passion and all. Nice. Fun. Yay. But is there more to it? That's where the question was lying, basically, for a very long time here for you. And again, even from that passionate aspect of things, even that energy has dropped quite a lot. Because on your part, you're coming in and saying, okay, that's fun and all, but that's not all that I'm looking for. That's not all that I need. So you, at some point, without even knowing, you're probably even rejecting this concept of, but there's passion, there's chemistry, but there's this, but there's that. That wasn't enough. At some point, that wasn't enough to sustain something here. Let's do the Queen of Wands. Plus, it could turn into the shit show that I'm seeing here. For the Queen of Wands, in your focus, you get the Tower, the Ten of Swords, the Empress. Because too much chemistry could lead to potential disaster, which, again, I don't know who went ballistic here, okay, but I'm passionate. Okay, but be passionate a little less, because otherwise you'll create problems. And it triggered that same response on both sides. So if, let's say, they got fired up about something because there's so much chemistry here that they can't contain it, you responded in the same way. Because chemistry is on both sides here. That passion is on both sides. And that's not sustainable. Just that is not sustainable. Sometimes just the energy of love is not sustainable for a situation, let alone something, a little lower on that scale. So I feel like it actually, even though it started good, this whole premise of, but there's this thing between us, these sparks that I can't explain. I think they created quite the fire here, ultimately. And that's what you're dealing with. Okay, the end result of that, the shit show that was created here, what are you going to do about it? And I think you're trying to figure out as we speak. In the recent past, for the Knight of Cups, you get the Five of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Three of Cups. You've tried to open up your heart to this, you're even telling me, no, there was love, and I felt it, but then deception shows up after that, so I'm not sure if I should believe you. Maybe you did feel it. Maybe you've kind of mistaken this energy of passion with love. It happens. Everybody does it. I always get comments of, what do you mean? Passion is not the same as love? No. Chemistry is not the same as love? No. Passion is not the same as love? No. So maybe, I don't know what to tell you, but you're telling me here, but I tried to open up my heart to this. Well, if there was no love to begin with in this situation, there was just the passion part, the chemistry part, then what did you open up your heart to? Because that wasn't a space of love. So how would have that been received then? It's like bringing pears in a basket of apples and asking the basket of apples to adjust to the one or two pears you're bringing in. It's not gonna, it just doesn't fit, So that's why this whole concept of, but there was love there, but I did bring love, but love, in the past at least, it's gonna show up deceptive. Because I'm seeing clearly the energies, and these are not energies of love. Passion, sure. Fire, sure. Chemistry, fuck yeah. That's it. I'm not seeing the love part. Only in the past, when you say, but I did bring it, I did try, and I did, Again, like bringing pears to an apple basket. For the Ace of Swords in your strength, you get the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. Holy shit. You are very determined to make a change here, whatever that change is. You're upset that you have to make it, to make that change. You're kind of bummed out. It's like shit, you know, but very determined to bring some change in this house. That's why you're showing up so open in your energy. So, okay, bring it on. Let's see. Let's change things up here, because this is not going to go anymore. You know, not like this. Let's do the Moon in the immediate future. The Death card, the King of Wands, the Page of Swords. Again, energetically speaking, I feel like you've already been on this path of ending this for a while. It's being brought to your attention here, basically. You're probably going to start realizing that, oh, yes, I have started this process, actually, a while ago. Even if I didn't start it in the physical, necessarily. So the physical is starting to align with the energetical here. And that's when you realize, I've been at this for a minute. Let's do the Knight of Pentacles in the supportive energies. You get the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the King of Swords. Very, 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 very slow and steady rhythm to this process. As you initiate this process, and I feel like you are with all those aces there, I feel like you're starting, in the physical at least, you're starting to do something in the direction of potentially ending something here. You're just not in a rush, and not only are you not in a rush, there's things popping up along the way. There's all sorts of challenges, there's all sorts of things that you may have to deal with as you go through this process, right? So it's not an easy one to take necessarily, but as you stated initially, I'm here for it no matter how hard it is, right? You got your eye on the prize, you know what the outcome needs to be for this change to take place for you, so that's what you're focusing on, and it's working out for you. It is slowing you down though, because again, there's challenges along the way. But I don't see you being defeated there by those challenges. If anything, you take them as learning from those experiences and from this experience altogether. Like, okay, I'm here to learn, you know, I get kicked down, I get back up, and so on and so forth. For the King of Wands in the hidden energies, you get the Four of Swords, the Hangman, the Four of Wands. There is indeed a connection here, and you're acknowledging that. When I look into your energy, there is a bond with whoever this is. And this could very well be a soul connection, a very important one. Nowhere in this are you showing me love. You're showing me, okay, we're connected. And when you're showing me through what, we go back to chemistry and passion. Not saying that there isn't love here, because in every soul connection, I personally believe that there is love. But this is not what brought this together. That wasn't it. Only in the past you showed me and what you think happened. Nowhere in here I'm seeing, oh, okay, there's love here that unites this, that may... You know how sometimes I say at the core of this, there's love. I can't say that for this one. At the core of this, there's passion. Yes. You know, a lot of that. And there is chemistry, yes. But that's what keeps this together like this. But that could also break it apart, because that's a dangerous slope. The chemistry part, you know, that could become very, very chemistry. You know, if you don't mix those substances well together, it could blow up in your face. And I feel like it happened over and over again in this one. For the Eight of Cups in your hopes and fears, you get the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Wands. Yeah. I see you acknowledging a lot of things about the situation in terms of where you stand, what you truly feel here. And I see you acknowledging your emotional disconnection from all of this, your path that you started potentially in the physical, even the times in which you're confused and you don't know what's going to happen, and you get all up in your head. But I see you recognizing all of that as progress. So kind of patting you on the back there, like, at least I'm doing something. I said I would change things, and here I am doing it. No matter how ugly it looks at times, you know? So this is your acknowledgement towards your journey of whatever this is. Let me do the Three of Swords in the Potential outcome, you get the Seven of Cups, the Justice card, the Eight of Cups. Interesting. It's like the final stretch of this process when you're almost there with it to close this off completely and to move on completely away from this. You're showing me that's the most painful part. And I bet you it is, because this is the part in which you officially, from every stance, you let this go. And even if it's ugly and all, and you want to let it go as you're going through this process, it's still going to feel like a loss at some point. So there's still going to be a grieving process over it. So I'm not surprised to see that there. But I'm fascinating to see you acknowledging that the final step of this is probably going to be the most painful. But I see you still, going for it, because it's also very, very rewarding. As you kind of, sign, seal, deliver this. Let me see what the universe has for you as a final advice. The Queen of Cups, the Four of Swords, the Justice card. There's the love, and it's towards you in this process. There's a lot of self-love here. There's a lot of gentleness, which you're going to need through this process, and you're giving yourself exactly that. So there is love in your heart. Probably even for this situation. Again, I'm not saying that it isn't there. It's just not at the core of this. And it's not what's sustained all of this situation. And now you're showing up with a lot of love for yourself through this journey, which is probably the best thing you could do for yourself. It just feels right. Okay, keep on doing that. Whatever nurtures you through this journey, because it's going to be a tough one, and you know that. It's already presenting itself as tough, and, it's the hardest thing to do is to do something good for you, in which you remove something unhealthy from your environment. That's the hardest thing that anybody can do. So I'm not surprised to see that there are challenges, that it is going to be tough for you, because ultimately that is what you're doing. You're putting yourself first. You're doing something good for you, Let's do the Enchanted Heart, the Enchanted Earth. I read the H at the end first, and then I mixed it all up. Earth, heart. Oh, okay. So I took the H at the end of Earth and I put it in front of E, and then it resulted into heart, the Enchanted Heart. But no, it's the Enchanted Earth Oracle. Man. Buried within, trusting, intuition, dreams. Number 1. Ooh, you get number 1. Who's number 1? Scorpio. Come on. See, it's not good to be number 1 sometimes, because you gotta look for it. Like there's all sorts of other stuff before that. Okay, there it is. I attune to the messages buried in the depths of my consciousness. Embrace the insight that comes to you in your dreams. The owl in deep slumber beneath the stars has appeared in this reading to encourage you to open your awareness to the messages from your subconscious. In doing so, you unveil profound insights to guide you in your walking life. There is wisdom buried within you, yearning to be seen in your mind's eye. In the whirlwind of your daily responsibilities, you are often stuck in your analytical mind, drifting further away from your instinctive and primal psychic power. It is important to know that your power persists much like the enduring force of nature. This wisdom that is always within you seeks to be unearthed, and is now ready to come forward to you in your dreams. Pay close attention to the messages you receive in the dream realm. There is valuable guidance for your journey ahead. Know that you are being guided by the spirit of the wise owl, and any messages received should be welcomed with trust and gratitude. Ritual, Nocturnal Insight. Place this card on your bedside table. I'm going to place it for you. You do the ritual. I'm going to place it for you guys. On your bedside table to welcome the spirit of the wise owl into your room. In a small folded cloth or little pouch, place a blue kyanite crystal and some mugwort herb. Place this under your pillow to encourage psychic dreaming. I'm not gonna do that for you guys. Look. Take a picture, print it out, and do that. Gotcha. First of all, I don't even have that crystal. Okay, I might, but you do it. Yeah. Good. Alrighty, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.